Hello, this is the Lynn Lowdown, and I'm Danny Vittori. And today we have on Jason Gonzalez, the president of Sin City Project. Thanks for coming on today.
Oh, good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Great. So, can you explain to us a little what is the main purpose of this organization?
So, Sin City Project, I would say, is a movement for Lynn youth. We've been doing over the years is actually gathering office supplies from local retailers like Staples, even like TD Bank, which I work for now. They are able to donate some money, and we donate office supplies, whether it be notebooks, paper clips, pens, anything under the sun these kids need to obviously for educational purposes.
And you very recently became a nonprofit, got your nonprofit status earlier this year. So how does that shift things for you at all in the org?
No, I would say it actually enhances what we can do as an organization. We just got nonprofit status in February of this year, and also we became a charitable organization, which means businesses can actually donate to us and gives them a little tax break on their end if they're able to donate to our organization.
Because I was curious what the difference would be between before and after, so that's actually good to know.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah.
So, can any business or anyone who wants to donate, or how would that work?
So they can reach out to me directly, via email or my cell phone number. sincityproject@gmail.com would be probably the best way. We do have our board of directors. Lenny Thomas is involved. We have Quan. My sister Hasi's involved in the organization, and my best friend Jeffrey Brito. So they can get a hold of us in any type of avenue they'd like. We're always accessible for them to help.
And one thing that was very interesting on your website, you talked about both like the physical and holistic approach to helping youth, and I thought that was an interesting combination. Like, how does that work?
So I would say, one of the big things we talk about as a Sin City Project group is that specifically physical and holistic approach. Everybody's different. Everybody's motivated differently. I'd say from my personal aspect, I like the physical motivation, going to the gym. We talked a little bit about meditating a little bit earlier. So, it's different. People get motivated differently, and I think we can help these youth in whatever avenue they might need, whether it be holistically or physically. And we do have resources to help them get whatever help they need as well.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking a bit about the partnerships you have with other organizations as well. It seems like you have a pretty extensive network, too.
We do. So we have Lenny Thomas, who runs, Healthy Nutrition. Solis, who actually runs, Running United. We just did an event over at Current Circle where we hosted a bunch of kids, give them office supplies, would be backpacks, notebooks, folders, and there was a bouncy house, there was food, there was music, a basketball tournament. So we can get things done for the Lynn youth for sure, whatever avenue they want.
And you were talking too about some of the maybe volunteering or community engagement aspects. So if someone wanted to become involved in the organization, how would they go about it?
Get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to obviously reach out and get you with the right contacts. It's typically, this time of year we'll do some holiday events, whether it be with My Brother's Table, we'll do with George, who's actually kind enough to actually host an event last year for us, where Christmas Eve, where we had 2 locations, where kids were able to get some toys, some food, even have deliveries as well, because some folks weren't able to travel during the winter time. So yeah, whatever, reach out to myself and anybody in the board. I'm sure the Instagram handle's underneath there, but you reach out to me, I'll get you in the right hands for sure.
And I do have to ask about the name, because it is interesting how you took something that was viewed as negative and turned it into something more positive. So how did that work?
So Sin City Project was a name that I remember myself and Jeffrey Brito were just spearheading as to what the name should be for this organization. And, I just said it out loud. I said, Sin City Project. He goes, that's brilliant. I said, I think it's perfect. I think it's exactly what you're saying. It was a negative connotation to the word project. And obviously Lynn's known as Sin City forever, and it always will be. So I figured, let's make this movement about something positive, which is Lynn has a lot of great things going for it. And I think that having that negative connotation of the word project in between Sin City, I think we'll make it a positive going forward for sure.
Yeah, you've made it such a positive force. And I have to ask, you said it's been going for about a decade now. What originally motivated you and other board members to start this organization?
So I remember working for organization Staples, and they were throwing items out, and I just asked my boss, I said, instead of throwing these items away, is there any possible way for me to collect these items and donate them to other, schools or even churches or other nonprofits? And he okayed it, and he gave the thumbs up for other store managers to do the same. And what I did was I just collected from 10 stores a lot of office supplies, and I partnered with Fred Hogan, who's a local council here for Ward 6, and other ones as well, even this, the mayors of the city and Superintendent Tutwiler. they were very helpful. And I just, I said, what schools need help? They pointed me to the YMCA over Neptune Boulevard. I went to my old elementary school, E.J. Harrington, which was awesome. So, I just, they pointed me in the right direction. I just did what I can do to help.
And you really have. It seems like you made a huge impact. And what would you say is kind of your main goal as the organization? Like when youth come to you for help, what is the main goal?
My main goal, I'd say our main goal as a board, is to, help improve the youth in Lynn. There's a lot of great in Lynn, and I think it just starts with the kids. And I've seen, and I've been a part of, because I grew up in Lynn, where I was poor myself, and I didn't have office supplies and the basic needs going forward. So whatever we can do to help, spearhead them in the right direction, that's what we're aiming at. Is basic necessity should be things like office supplies. That should not be in the back of someone's mind of not having a notebook or having a pencil or a pen to go to school. So that's what we're trying to mitigate from having going forward.
Because education it's a really huge piece, and you want kids to be able to go and get that education without having to worry constantly about needing the tools for it.
Exactly.
And as you look going forward, you talked about some of your holiday events. So what would be some goals going forward for the organization, you believe?
So what we want to accomplish over the next couple of months is we're trying to start like a canned food drive for around the Thanksgiving season. I know Mikey Quintana does an excellent job with holiday turkeys each year. Maybe partner with him, see if he needs any help gathering some more turkeys to hand out. But there's a lot of great things happening with folks out there. It's basically becoming the glue, maybe putting it all together. That way we can have a much bigger approach and utilizing companies like my TD brand or Staples to giving a little bit more to the cities of Lynn or even neighboring cities in the North Shore to help out as well. That's what we need to do as a group.
And another thing I noticed too on your website, which I found interesting, was you seem to have sort of 5 major goals. Like when you were breaking it down, how does that kind of work when youth come in?
So I would say each board member chose a goal,
okay.
and they're very passionate about it. So I would say, again, a lot of folks are motivated differently. So my goal is not the same goal as somebody else's. So we actually broke it down just to give somebody maybe some inspiration around these goals. Say, whether you're inspired by doing something entrepreneurship, or you're doing something volunteerism, whether we're doing something for somebody else. These 5 goals all resonate with each of us differently. And I just feel as if we put it on there just for somebody can grasp to each one of these. And if one just hits, that's all we need is one person to be hit by one of these goals and see if they can go for it.
Definitely. And as you're thinking about the organization as a whole, how do you have, and your network, would you say that it's continued to grow over the years?
I would say so. Obviously this is the first year we became a nonprofit, so we're able to have a board members. But every year prior, we've had different folks help out, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But this one actually puts everything in the books, and obviously having a board officially, we're able to go to other brands and other companies and say, no, we are, in fact, a charitable organization. You can partner with us, and again, the tax breaks is a huge thing for businesses and other companies. So I think it makes it a lot easier for us to approach other companies to help out, and obviously apply for profits and charitable foundation sponsorships, which is easy now.
Yeah. And I realized I forgot to ask before, but do you have a physical location where people go? Is it mainly like you go to them? How does that work?
So we do not have a physical location just yet. That's in the works for 2024. That's in the back of my mind. I sleep and I'm thinking about it. But no, right now just reach out via Instagram, email, my phone number as well. Like I said, I love helping people. Everybody on the board loves helping people. And everybody we've tagged along with, whether it be like the ward councilors of Lynn, the mayor's office. John Tebow's a really good friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he's obviously involved heavily as well. So we have the resources to take care of it, and I would love for people to reach out to something specific they want done in Lynn for sure.
Taking suggestions from the community, and you also help youth as well. So is there kind of a more specific age group that tends to come to you, or that you tend to sort of target, or is it more general?
It's more general. I would say over the years, I know we've supplied a lot to the YMCA where, it'd be elementary through middle school, but honestly, we're open to anybody, honestly, even through high school. We're willing to help anybody that needs it. We're not going to turn anybody away if they need anything from us.
And even if they come to you and it's maybe not necessarily something you offer, you can still recommend them to other organizations and really build that network for them too.
Whatever it takes for the youth to get involved in Lynn and whatever we need from us, I'll make it happen.
Now, I can tell just the passion that you have and clearly care for the kids, it really comes across.
Well, yeah, well, everybody on the board, including myself, we've all grew up in Lynn. You know, it's a rough city to grow up in, and it actually, you know, humbles you very, very fast. And I just think if, you know, any one of us would have had, you know, an ounce of the resources that are available out there, I just think we would have been a little bit ahead a lot faster and sooner. And that's the game plan with us at Sin City Project.
And you are doing a phenomenal job of that, really. And I have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything that I hadn't touched on that you wanted to mention?
Nope. If anybody wants to get involved, please reach out to us. You know, we're more than happy to help. We'll take on anything anybody needs. You know, so we're not going to turn anybody away. That's for sure.
Definitely. And I want to thank you again for coming on to share this great work that you're doing, and all your board members, of course.
Awesome. And one last thing, I want to show you the official logo. That is Sin City Project.
That is a cool logo. I really like that.
Thank you.
Of course. And you've seen it and heard it here first. I'm Danny Vittori. This is the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.